Welcome back to 30 days of at-home workouts. As you can see, we have another little venue environment change. Where I was working out previously is now all Christmas decorations getting ready to be set out in the house, which we love. But I'm now out in the shed. It's a little bit cold, so you can see I'm all bundled up. I'm gonna get warm though, so hopefully some layers will start to come off. But I did just want to say, you know, I am doing these at-home workouts with you. These are my main form of exercise outside of just walking. So it might not always be aesthetic, and it might not always be like the perfect background, but that's life, isn't it? So I'm right here with you. That's why I wanted to create this at-home workout series, because I'm not gonna be, you know, in my normal routine. I'm fully out of it. So we're doing what we can. We're getting good workouts in, and that's the goal, is just to keep something consistent, to keep moving your body through the time of a year that, you know, that can kind of slip off. So we're in this together. I'm right there with you. But what we're doing today is a lower body focused workout. We're gonna go a little bit heavier in terms of weight today. So go for your heavier set of dumbbells, kettlebells, whatever you have. If you don't have anything too heavy, go for your mediums and maybe add a few more reps in, or pause the video, add an extra set if you feel like, ooh, I think I could do a little bit more. So there is that opportunity if you don't have those heavier set of dumbbells. Now, what I like to do when I don't have a heavy set, but I've got a few others, if you've got like a medium and a light, you can kind of combine them together for some of those exercises. So really think about, you know, where you can maybe get creative, because, you know, that's how at-home workouts work. It's all about being creative and working with what you got. But let's get into it. Again, all you need is that heavy set of dumbbells. You can always have like a backup set nearby if you think it might be too heavy or too light, and kind of mix and match throughout. But again, lower body strength day. There might be a little heart rate challenge just to get my body warm. Since I'm outside, I can see my breath coming out. But let's get into it, guys. As a reminder, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of the fun and always entertaining at-home workouts of this holiday season. We're gonna start with a little dynamic warm-up, especially if you're like me and you're outside somewhere and it's cold. Take your time in the warm-up. If you don't, your body's gonna be cold, you're gonna be more risk for injury. So we're gonna have a nice little warm-up, get the body nice and warm. Hopefully, eventually, this big old jacket will come off, but I don't know. I run on cold, so I'm not hopeful. But let's see, we're gonna do some walkouts here. Finding that plank, and then we're gonna take a nice big step forward with that front leg. You're in a kneeling position here. Gonna rock back and forward. So really finding that nice stretch here. And we're just gonna swap it out. Coming up, again, it's that lunge position. Just finding that nice little hinge forward and backward. And it's okay if your knee's coming in front of your toes. You really wanna think about opening up your hips here, feeling that nice stretch. Now, what's really important about a dynamic warm-up is that you're being dynamic and you're moving around. So you don't wanna do static stretches. Save those for the end of the workout. All right, we're gonna pop up here, come into a crouching position, and you're just gonna lift your hips up and lower. So it's kind of a rocking up and down motion here. Really use your elbows to push your knees out. So you're gonna get a bit of like an inner thigh stretch, as well as warming up your glutes, your lower body. All right, now coming back through center, one hand goes down, find a nice rotation here, coming back through center, opening up, switching. We'll do that 2 times on this side, trying to stay nice and low in the lower body. All right, and then just gonna come up, rock side to side. This is what I feel like I always used to do in high school when I was like warming up. But it does feel nice, just kind of rocking side to side, coming onto that heel. And now find that stability. You're gonna lift one heel up and then the other. Stay nice and low. So again, this is gonna be a lower body focused workout, bodyweight squats here. So this is a lower body focused workout. It is going to target a little bit more of the glutes, but you're gonna hit a little bit of everything, but just remember it is just a little bit more glute focused, which we love. We love a little glute day. Hold this next one down low, little pulses. Think about moving just a couple inches up and down. Keep the weight in your heels here. And then find that pause, send your knees out and out. I love doing these, especially on a glute day, a little warm up, just to activate the outer glutes. What we're gonna do is 10 reps of a full hip thrust. Gonna go right into a B stance on the right or the left, and then switching out, going to the other side, coming back through center, 10 more glute bridges. So it's gonna be spicy. So if that heavy weight is like, whoa, ma'am, that's a lot of hip thrusts, it's okay. But I'm gonna go, this is actually quite heavy. I'm gonna go a bit heavy. So, again, you wanna find your upper back is on the bench. You can use a couch. I just have a bench today, but I have been using couches. You wanna find a 90 degrees in your knee over your ankle here, and you're going full range of motion. Your chin is staying tucked, your gaze is forward, your head is never resting here. If you rest your head, automatically go, oh, nope, not meant to do that, tuck your chin, all right? So we're gonna get started. 10 normal full range, so glute comes down all the way, lift up, tuck of the tailbone at the top, not an arch of the spine. 1, 2, 3, 4. You kind of have to navigate space with the dumbbell sometimes in hip thrusts, but we make it work. 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold this next one at the top. I'm gonna keep my right foot planted. My left foot is coming to the heel here. So it's gonna be primarily working through the right side. We're gonna do 10 here. It's really actually gonna get your heart rate up. All of this activity right back to back. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So switching out, plant your left foot, right heel onto that left side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keeping that nice range of motion. Big squeeze of the glutes up at the top. 7, 8, 9, 10. Now plant both feet back to full range of motion. 10 more times. Right into it here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. That was good. Definitely gonna have a bit of a glute pump after that. I'm gonna scoot you guys back a little bit so you can see the foot placement a little bit better this time. But again, it's that kickstand. So when you're working your right foot is planted. Your left foot comes a little bit forward. It's gonna pop onto the heel there. It's gonna be a little bit like longer of a bend in the leg. Sorry, whew, that got me. That's what you want though. You want to be out of breath. So that way you're really driving through that right heel. There's gonna be some work on the left side, not as much, and then you're just, let's see, you're popping it for the next one. All right, yeah, that's a little bit better. All right, so again, we're back into that 90-second recovery here. I'm definitely starting to feel a little bit warm. The jacket's not quite coming off yet. Eventually it will come off. So we're gonna get this done. We're doing this 2 more times. You thought I was gonna say 3, didn't you? Nope, only doing it 2 more times. Then we're gonna move into some deadlifts, some split squats, because you have to do a split squat. And then we're gonna get on to the mat and do a little bit of isolation work. That's gonna be a little bit more kind of Pilates infused, if you will. But it's about that time. So have a look-see at that weight. And I've just realized I'm not gonna be using this weight for Bulgarians, so make sure you've got a heavy weight as well as it can be one heavy and then 2 sets of medium dumbbells. My brain was not working in the cold. So let's get the second set done. Picking it up somehow, shifting it on. Find ourselves nice and scooched up. And you'll be able to see my legs a lot better here. Should have done this from the start, but again, that cold, it affects my brain here. So, full range of motion, right side, left side, full range of motion. 40 reps in total. Let's get it, keep your chin tucked, core engaged, right on into it. For 1, 2, 3, drive through the heels. Find that tuck of the tailbone where it's like a glute squeeze, slight little granny butt at the top. 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it up here. Keep your right foot planted, left foot kickstands. Weight is all in that right foot here. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it going here. Keep breathing through this. Good glute squeeze on that right side up at the top. 9, 10. Switching it out. It's okay if you shift the weight to that working side. Right into it. Trying to take as little break as possible. 3, 4. Halfway done with this leg. Keep it going. Keep it even here. 8, 9, 10. Plant both feet, maybe readjust. Finish off these 10 here. They might feel maybe a little bit better, not really. Maybe for like a rep or 2, you're like, oh yeah, I got both legs now. And then you're like, oh God, both legs are really tired. Over halfway. 8, 9, 10. Whew. All right. Oh, my glutes are gonna be feeling that one tomorrow, but we got 1 rep. You can do a little stamp out. I always like to stamp my glutes out. It's just necessary, all right? It might be a little dramatic, but I'm here for the dramatics, you know? Like, why not? There's so many times in life where it's like, don't be dramatic, but like, when you're getting a workout in, you're at the gym, I say be dramatic as you want. Maybe like don't be the one screaming at the gym, but I mean, you do you. Ain't gonna be me. But you can be dramatic as hell when you wanna like shake it out, go for it, honey. Whew. All right, 1 more of those, and then I promise that is like the longest exercise that we're doing today. We're getting it done first. It's a compound movement, right? So you're using the entirety of your legs, but it is a little bit more glute isolated focused. So it means that whilst the entire legs are working, you're getting the glutes ready to be the star of the show, which is what we want. So then when we move into the RDLs, we move into the split squats, the glutes are already more activated than the rest of your leg. So it's gonna be the one that really is starting to take over, that's getting to failure. And when it gets a little too tired, the other muscles are gonna start to just like swap in and try and take over. And that's where your good old noggin comes in, that mind-muscle connection. But I am rambling now. That is surely more than 90 seconds. Let's get this last set done. Even that weight around. Scooching yourself back to your starting point. It's always really cute getting into this one. Be careful though. Don't strain yourself. Feet are planted, core is engaged, chin is tucked, gaze is forward, vibes are vibing. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep that nice squeeze at the top. Keep your core engaged. You've got this for 8, 9, 10. Keep that right leg planted. Left kickstands. Shift that weight over. Right into it. 1, 2. Ooh, this isolated work is definitely hard right now. Halfway. Keep the weight though in that right foot. 8, 9, woo, one more, 10. All right, come back through center, find that shift, kickstand, that right foot, weight is in the left heel. Let's get this one done. Over halfway done with this nasty quad set thing. All right, halfway, keep the weight in that left heel, driving through. 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo. Come back through center, readjust. Let's get this last 10 reps done. Really squeezing at the top here. Finish these thrusters. Halfway. 6, 7, 8, 2 more. 9, 10. Woo! Great job. Those are not easy. I think it might be time to take my jacket off. I'm just scared. I don't want to be cold. All right, find that recovery. I'm gonna go grab my medium set of dumbbells. So get ready for RDLs. All right, so I've got my medium dumbbells here. We're gonna move into RDL. So this is gonna be a bit more of a lengthening exercise where those hip thrusts are shortening. Still gonna work the glutes here. And then I want you to think what's really gonna work the glutes is rather than keeping your legs straight, going like that, you wanna find that bend, mid-chin, up to the top. So that bend here, see that knee bend here? That's what's gonna target the glutes. So I'm gonna, but again, get your heavy, not your heavy. I mean, you can keep your heavy, honey, you do you. I've got a little bit lighter weights, but I'm using 2 of them. So really, it's more than what I was doing for my hip thrust, but it's fine. You wanna think these weights are staying close to your body the entire time you're doing this exercise. As they start to come forward, ouch, you're back. So keep that nice hinge, chin stays tucked, gaze is down the whole time. We're gonna go for 12 reps here. Keep it nice and slow. 1, you're gonna feel that nice stretch, making sure you got that mind muscle connection to your glutes here that whole time. 3, again, see my gaze is not coming up, it's always dialed down to the floor. Think weight is in your heels here, just like in those hip thrusts. Halfway. Keep breathing here. 6, 7, stay with it. 8, you want to keep your back nice and strong and engaged here as well. No turtlebacks. Just 3 more reps. You've got this, 2 more. 11, nice one, let's make it the best. 12, woo. Great work. Just seeing how maybe that hits the glutes a little bit differently than the hip thrust. I always like to pair them afterwards because not only does it feel like strong and in the glutes, but you can almost get like a little bit of a stretch out of it too. But really think about the glutes, weight in your heels driving up to the top of that exercise. When you're at the top, your gaze is still down. You can do a glute squeeze, but don't squeeze so hard that you arch your back. So think of a tuck under. So rather than coming up to the top and doing that, think you're coming up to the top and you're doing a little tilt rather than hoit, tilt. Nuances. The teeniest, tiniest differences make such a big difference. I need to get some more vocabulary, don't I? Anyways, we got a few more seconds, about 10 or so. Gonna get into the second rep here. We're of course doing 3, so this is your midway point. Think about the weight here. Maybe you can push it a little bit, maybe not. Deadlifts are not easy, so let's get into it. Whew. I'm definitely getting warm. Getting a little sweat, a little glow going. Use good form to pick your weights up. Set your stance, engage your back core, tuck your tailbone. 1. See, no arch there at the top. It's just a little glute squeeze, a little tuck under of the hips. 3. Again, that's gonna protect your spine while also giving you that little extra glute engagement. 5. 6. 7, over halfway. Ooh, I got a little shake going there. I love when I get that deadlift shake. 9, 10, 2 more here, you got this. Keep your core. 11, keep that form till the end. 12. Woo. And I know with all these layers on, it's a bit tough to see my form. So really listen to my cues here. Think your back's engaged, your core is engaged, your gaze is down, your hips are hinging back, you've got just that soft bend the knees. I know. It's a lot to think about in one exercise. That's why mind-muscle connection is so important. And if you're just starting out with deadlifts, go lighter. I don't care, right? You could have like 5 pounds. I wouldn't care. If you're like just figuring out your form, do that. That's what's most important to me, rather than like going and chucking heavy weight. I'd rather you get form first. Form, function, safety is always the primary thing that we're worrying about here, okay? That is what you want to focus on with each and every single exercise you do is my form right? Am I safe? Is this functional? If it's no, go lighter every single time. Then once you've mastered that, you can start to push the weight. Because not only is not having correct form going to put your body at risk, it's also going to mean you're not hitting the muscle groups that you should be. So something else is probably going to take over and you're not going to get your glutes engaged. You might have more quads. Your low back is definitely going to be involved there. So it's super, super important for your safety as well as for hitting the correct muscle groups. However, that is secondary to your safety. But it is time. Boy, do I love a chat, a dawdle. Let's get this last set done. Let me get all my layers situated. Little height up. Correct form, picking up those weights. Drill those heels down, shoulders down, core engages, gaze is down, chin tucks. Think that every single time. 1, 2, 3. Also think about stopping just at mid-shin. So you don't have to go all the way down to the floor here. 5. That mid-shin is just a perfect amount of range of motion. So don't stress about hitting the floor because you're gonna start to drop and you're gonna get into your lower back. All right, we're at 10 here, 2 more to go. Then you are done with deadlifts. And unfortunately, on to Bulgarians. Woo, 12. All right. Great job. Woo. That's when you know the glutes are working and your body starts to be like, woo, ma'am, that is tough. All right, we're on to Bulgarian split squats. Everyone's favorite. It's always gonna be a tough one, but we're gonna use just one of the medium dumbbells that you have. If you wanna do more, you can. If you wanna use heavy, you can. I'm just gonna use one of the mediums here. So I'm gonna shift that girl aside, get this, and then I'm gonna hold it in the opposite hand of the leg that's working. But for a glute biased Bulgarian split squat, I'll show you real quick. So you're gonna set up and you wanna really think, woo, balance. You wanna think about 90 degrees in that front knee. So the quad dominant ones are gonna be when your knee is coming forward. Here you wanna think keeping this stacked so you can take a little bit wider of a stance here. And then when you're up at the top, I'll show you the weights first. You wanna think a big hinge forward. That's gonna keep the work into the glutes. And then you're going back, think of going back, glute to heel, and then coming up. See how that keeps the knee over the ankle rather than if I'm just up here going up and down, that knee comes forward. So again, this is just gonna work more of the glute, where the other way works more of the quad. Let's get into it. I'm gonna start on my left side because that's the leg that's forward. So poking up that medium weight in at my right hand. We're gonna do 10 reps each side 3 times. So find that soft bend, hinge forward, and then you're sliding back, pressing through your left heel as you come up, stopping with just a little bit of a soft bend in that left knee here. You're gonna feel this in that left glute. Keep your core engaged, your hips are facing forward. You're halfway through this left leg. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, you can take a break in between legs. I'm not going to, but if you need to, you pause that video. Switching out the arms. Right foot works now. Find your stance, hinge forward, back stretch in that right glute up, really driving through that right heel. As you come up to that soft bend, keep breathing through it. Halfway here, really think about that knee, staying in line with that ankle. It's not coming forward. 8, 9, one more, 10. Whew. I'm not sure if you can hear my bench squeaking a little bit there. It's fine. Oh my goodness though. Bulgarian split squats, they really put me through it. They really test my desire to work out sometimes. I'm like halfway through, I'm like, God, this is awful. But the glutes will thank me later. So we're gonna find that 90-second recovery. Then we get into that second set. So just like everything else, think about that weight you just pushed. Can you go higher? Do you need to go lower? Being okay with either of those options. And if you found that weight already, that Goldilocks weight, proud of you, boo. Sometimes it takes me like ages and I'm like, ah, that's it. That is challenging. I can get through it, but those last 2 reps, they make me want to black out a little bit. We got about 15 seconds, and then we get that second set done, dusted, ready to go. I didn't even take any like pre-workout or anything. I've just had 1 coffee. And that's about it. So the energy is energying. Let's get this next set done. All right, coming up. Left foot forward, right foot. You can always start with your right foot if you want to. I like to mix it up sometimes. Start with my less dominant leg. Don't know, but no. Whatever you want to do. Sometimes that balance just doesn't balance. I'm not a perfect person. Nobody is. All right, weight in the right hand, hinge forward. Let's get this next set done. Again, 1. So you want to really think about going back and out rather than up and down. 3, 4, halfway. That halfway point when you're doing bilateral work or unilateral work and you're like, oh, halfway really means 1/4 of the way. 8, 9, 10. Woo. Again, you can take that break. I'm not gonna. Let's get into it. Let's get this over with. All right, right foot forward, weight in the left hand, hinge, back and forth. 2, 3, weight is in that right heel. 4, 5, 6, 7, keep that hinge forward. 8, 9, one more. 10, whew. All right, 1 more of those. And then we get into isolation work, which I love. I love isolation. I just love combining strength training with Pilates and just fusing them together. So this first part is much more strength training focused. And then that isolation where we're going to be finishing, there's weights involved, but it's going to be a lot more Pilates focused. So a little bit of both. You know, I just think Pilates is really good for isolating small muscles while keeping your core engaged. So keep your body on its toes. Be like, oh, you thought you were doing this? Squat. Ha ha, fool you. Joke's on you. We're doing this. Oh, I do think split squats make me lose my mind a little bit. The marbles are rolling around up there. Oh, all right, we got about 20 seconds. And then we get that final split squat out of the way. Ooh, all right, and then you get the rest of your day. After that isolation, have some fun. Maybe not, but at least you gotta work that in. You got the positive endorphins. That's what this is. This is endorphins. Poof. All right, let's get it done. Come up. Again, left foot's gonna plant. Weight is gonna come to the right hand. Right toes tuck. And again, if you don't have a bench or anything, got a couch, you can use a couch. And again, most modified would be doing a split squat. So I'm not gonna do too many of those because I am already feeling gassed from this. All right, let's get that weight. Stop bojangling. And let's get it done. Hinge, core, find that back and up. Driving through that left heel. I know I say it a lot, but that's really where you're gonna find a lot of glute engagement. 3, 4, halfway through this leg. 6, talking's getting hard. 8, 9, one more on this left side. 10, whoo. Take that way. Ooh, words, take that break if you need it. Pop it up. Let's get this last one done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10. Oh, I couldn't even be snarky about that last one. All right, let's get to the mat, get that isolation work, that Pilates vibe, and then we are out. All right, so we are finishing down on the mat, body weight only, so you can put those dumbbells away. And this is going to be pretty quick, a quick finisher, no recovery in between any of these exercises, but we're doing it only one time through. So you're gonna feel that burn. We're gonna start on our left side here, and we're gonna go into clamshells, fully lifting up off the ground. So this is what we're gonna be doing. If you need a modified version, you can keep your hips stable onto the ground, but let's get into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold this one at the top. You're gonna go pulses here. Keep it nice and small for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming down to the ground, extend your legs out a little bit, or pull them in a little bit, and then you're gonna go straight out, draw in, stopping just when your knees come in line. So the right leg's not gonna come all the way into the chest here. And really think about weight coming through your heel, just like in those deadlifts and in those hip thrusts. Even though your leg's not up against anything. You really want to think about pressing through your heel. Hold this next one out, little lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it out, just do nice circles here. You can go a little bit bigger. Really think about hitting that top like a rainbow. So you're really feeling your outer glutes in that tension. For 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now reverse it. I know it's gonna start to burn. You've got this. We're gonna have a little change up after this, so keep it going. For 5, keep it big. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great work. You're gonna come on to your stomachs here. Glue your heels together. You're gonna go for little frog pumps. Your head is gonna stay rested down here so that you protect your spine, and then you're pressing your heels up to the ceiling. Your legs are gonna come up off the ground. Doesn't have to be a huge range of motion, but you wanna feel them lift. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, really think about weight through your heels, big glute squeeze up at the top. For 10, we're gonna go 15, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, you can face the other direction. I'm just gonna turn around so that I'm facing y'all, and we're gonna come and do on the other side. Right into it, again, no rest. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold this next one up, pulses here. So you're definitely gonna want a mat or something. If you're doing this just on carpet, you're probably gonna slide a little bit. So make sure you find that stability. For 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming down, find that tuck in, send that leg out, drawing in, stopping again just when your knees come in line together, not pulling in all the way. Really find that strong oblique engagement on this right side as well. So you're kind of pressing through that forearm. So you're staying nice and proud through the chest here. Hold this next one out. So you've got pulses. And again, just like in those circles, you really want to find that upper half. So not getting too low that those pulses aren't hitting that max point where that outer glute is like, hello. All right, we're gonna go into those circles in 3, 2, 1. Picking the direction you wanna start in. I'm going forward here. Again, these are bigger circles, so you're getting that fullest potential in that range of motion. Really shaking here now. Again, there's no weights, it's all body weight, but it's like, holy hell, I feel that right away. For 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Opposite direction. Keep that puff up. I do definitely forget that myself. So when in doubt, just check in on this shoulder. Oh my goodness, my leg feels like it's 8,000 pounds right now. Stay in it. You've got this. For 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Give yourself a stamp out. Again, quickly here. Don't want to take much break. You're gonna come on to your left forearm. Right hand is boxed out. And then you want to bring your right knee in line with your hip. You're sending it out on the diagonal, drawing in here. Finding that bend at the knee, but keeping that knee lifted high. So it's gonna get a little bit of hamstring engagement, but it's really gonna keep that right glute nice and engaged here. You've got this for 3, 2, hold this next one out. Holding it here, pulses for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you're gonna hold it in here. Little mini fire hydrants for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last bit of work here. Switch out, right forearm is down. You box out your left hand. Bring that left knee in line with your hip, and then you send it out. Bending through that knee here. Your right side is probably gonna be a little bit shaky here because it is still working to hold yourself up. But really try and send mind muscle connection into that left glute. For 3, 2, hold this next one out. 1, pulses here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last bit of work, hold it in line. Your knee in line with your hip, pulses here for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! That is your little Pilates isolated glute finisher. Give a little stamp out, sip your water, and my glutes are literally on fire right now. Great work, everyone. That is your very unaesthetic but very challenging glute focused lower body day. Y'all absolutely crushed it. Make sure to drink your water, eat your protein, and stay tuned for your next workout. I will be traveling to Estonia and Finland, so I might be able to record whilst I'm there. But remember, these are your holidays, your travel times. Take the time to hang out with your friends, family, and get all those experiences. I will be sharing my journey there, so if you're interested, stay tuned. But have a fantastic rest of your day. Take that energy, the vibe you created today into the rest of your day, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of our other at-home workouts coming your way.